Greetings, my name is Mr. Cooper, and this is Revelation 9, Psychopathy of the United States of America. What you see before you is was a bomb, I believe an atomic bomb. Revelation 9, verse 1 says, "And I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit, and he opened the bottomless pit." Right? He opened the bottomless pit. And there arose smoke out of the pit. Okay? And there came out of the smoke locusts. Now these are all symbols that we're reading. I have an interpretation. You may have an interpretation. However you interpret it is all good as far as I'm concerned, but I know what resonates with me. B-29 bomber jet engine. It produces horsepower of 2,200 to 2,500. 2,500 horses. Right? And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horsepower. Right? Prepared unto battle. This is the super fortress that dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. It cost about $3 billion. And the engine that propels it as if 2,500 horses are pulling it. That's why it's called horsepower. I'm introducing a new thought here. Greenbacks are abysmal. Why would I say that? Because when the bottomless pit was open, these locusts came out, and locusts are greenbacks. Right? Greenbacks. So what do I mean by bottomless pit? I will explain it later. But in the meantime, the term Ichabod came to mind. For some reason, Ichabod came to mind, which is interpreted as the glory of the Lord. The glory of God have departed. In other words, God is not with us, right? Who was with us when we dropped this bomb? Was it God? No, I say it was psychopathy. We were operating. Well, we brought woe, right? Us, U.S. is us, and us is we, the people, brought woe upon the Japanese, and we were operating from the Patala Loka chakra, which is the chakra beneath the feet, beneath the bottom, right? Lowest of the low, which is really metaphysically a metaphorical, based on metaphysics, a metaphorical symbol that signifies malice and hatred. Psychopathy, right? Not loving your neighbor, not even loving yourself. You're psychotic, inhumane, unreasonable, animalistic, worse than an animal, demonic, if you will. This is the place where demons the domain of demons. And as I try to deliver this presentation, I am so amazed at how I'm being resisted. I'm sitting here by myself. It seems as if words won't come out of my mouth. I'm being resisted. It's nothing but it's negative energy. Do not want me to get this out. It's the realm of demons. Right? You're operating in your lower chakra. It's beneath the Muladhara. I mean, it's the seventh chakra beneath the Muladhara chakra, which is the root chakra. You are animalistic. You're demonic. You have brought woe. This is not the love of God. It's not the love of God to drop atomic bombs on anybody. That's not the love of God. You're not operating out of the love of God. What happened to sitting at a negotiation table and iron out your differences like grown men? But you rather kill, steal, and destroy when somebody disagrees with you. Mass incarceration, enslavement, right? Animalistic beast. You're a beast. Huh? Ichabod. God is not with you. You Ichabod. The glory of the Lord is not with you. When you drop atomic bombs on people, destroying families and homes and vegetation and people's sustenance. Greenbacks are abysmal. Greenbacks were emergency paper currency issued by the United States during the Civil War. This was during Abraham Lincoln's time. They came in two forms, demand notes and United States notes. It's a form of fiat money. What is fiat money? Money that is not backed by gold or silver. In other words, it's just merely paper. It does not have any intrinsic value. It's bottomless. It has no base. It's baseless. It's without foundation. It came straight out of hell. So Abraham Lincoln had to sink real low, right, to fight a war. He had to sink real low to fight a war because he didn't have any money. He didn't have any gold and silver. His back was against the wall. He had to do what he had to do. Abysmal is defined as of or related to or resembling an abyss or resembling hell. Now, what is hell? Hell is a state of mind and condition. We ain't talking about lake of fire. Hell is a state of mind and condition of being. War is hell. Economic collapse, that's hell. Starvation, murder and mayhem and chaos, lawlessness, that's hell. Figuratively speaking, abysmal also means of great depth or something that's profound, right? You ever talk to a person and say, man, you deep, right? It also means of an exceptionally poor standard or quality, extremely bad, appalling. Greenbacks are appalling. How do you think farmers feel when there are some greenbacks, right? I'm talking about locusts here. These greenback bugs eating up their crops. It's extremely bad. It's economic ruin. Right? And quiet as kept, It brings my mind to this period during Abraham Lincoln's time. We were approaching the Gilded Age, and the farmers were paying their debts with silver, but silver became demonetized in 1873. But I'm going on a tangent. I can't get into that right now. My time's running out. For both Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the effects of the atomic bomb on buildings and vegetation were devastating. You can find this statement found at the web page stated below the paragraph. Now I'm introducing another thought here. Introducing Sir Robert Walpole. Who is this guy? He was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain and First Lord of the Treasury. To him was given the key of the bottomless pit, in my opinion. What is the bottomless pit? The bottomless pit is also known as a sinking fund. The sinking fund, why would I say that? Metaphorically speaking, a bottomless pit is a sinking fund. I'm speaking metaphorically. Why? Because the term fund derived from Latin fundus, meaning bottom. Parcel of land. During the 1670s, it was defined as bottom. Foundation, right? A fund is a foundation, not just monetary foundation, but we're talking about literal foundation, what you build a house on, right? You build a house from the top down or the ground up. How do you build a house? It also means groundwork. Thus, to reiterate, a sinking bottom or fund becomes a bottomless pit. Literally, a sinking fund is money set aside to pay off war debt. Robert Walpole, first Prime Minister of Great Britain, introduced the sinking fund to finance war and pay off the national debt. In other words, out of the bottomless pit came forth locusts. Right? Out of this sinking fund came forth money, destroying the economy. Destroying the economy. Fiat currency destroys economies. In the long run, they all fail. In America, that's where you had it. That's where you at, really. Ichabod, right? You operate out of your lower chakra. You beneath the Lord. You beneath your Muladhara chakra. You're in the region of murder and mayhem and lawlessness. This is where we at. This is where we at, America. We're at the low of the low. Patala Loka chakra is where we at. A region of demons and devils and Nagas. Nagas, as in Nagasaki, the region of serpents. And these serpents are not friendly. We ain't talking about Kundalini here, baby. We ain't talking about that Kundalini serpent. We talking about the devil itself, metaphorically speaking. Another concept, the pit. According to Investopedia.com, the pit on the Securities Exchange floor is the area reserved for buying and selling. Buying and selling, what else comes out of the pit? No one can buy or sell unless he has the mark of the beast. Revelation 13:17, English Standard Version. The beast that rises from the bottomless pit will make war. Now, I got a whistleblower right here. This is General Smedley Butler. He said this years ago. I forget what time. It was around Woodrow Wilson's time. I do remember somewhat. He said this: I spent 33 years, 4 months in active military service And during that period, I spent most of my time as a high-class muscle man for big business and for Wall Street and the bankers. We're talking Federal Reserve System. Huh? Got established by Woodrow Wilson. Well, Woodrow Wilson, he, my findings of him, he had his back up against the wall. The government had already been seized by corporations. They've been controlled by corporations since Abraham Lincoln's time. Woodrow Wilson, he didn't have a choice but to sign the Federal Reserve seemingly into law. This is an excerpt from the Mises Institute webpage titled Perpetual Debt from the British Empire to American Hegemony. I gotta move as fast as I can. Since Prime Minister Robert Walpole's introduction to the funding system, the secret was out. The government didn't have to pay their debts. Just created a regular, dependable source of revenue, use it to pay annual interest. Then, for every retired bond, sell a new one. The national debt will be made perpetual, meaning endless, as a abyss. Walpole's system proved its worth in financing British overseas expansion, imperial wars. The government could now maintain a huge peacetime naval and military establishment and readily fund new wars. People operating out of the Patala Loca Chakra. That's all they're doing. The British Empire was built on debt. You can pause for the rest of that statement. Mises Institute reveals that a sinking fund is perpetual debt. Perpetual debt is abysmal.